Welcome everybody to the inaugural Melon Keeper Gold new flat video. This is the first video I'm recording since having moved, and it's been a pretty wild time. I thought that was water, so I was trying to clean my brush. Today the video is Viscera Cleanup Detail, which is like the worst ever kind of comfy game. All you do is wash up like, the idea is that you're in an action FPS game, but you're here after the hero and you're cleaning up after him. And do I seriously not know what to do? That's where the disposal bins go. Where's water? I've never seen this map before. I've not played a lot of this game. But this was one of those games that I saw as a kid on YouTube, and I was like, oh, I've got to get that. That's like the game. Seriously, do I only have buckets to work with? This game is so much more awkward when you only have buckets of water. A lot of maps will have like sources of water in them, like a waterfall or something that you can just get water from, and it makes the game a whole lot easier, because the thing with these buckets is they fill with the blood, which means you need to clean them out. Like, you can kind of, I don't know if you can see it there, but it will start turning red and it will stop cleaning my brush, which is not really what we need. But yeah, I have successfully moved house, and it has been a stressful week. The last like 7 videos you watched were all recorded in 2 days and just scheduled ahead of time, which I've heard some like differing opinions on. Some people are like, well, that doesn't really feel like it's the spirit of the challenge. But first of all, I decide what the spirit is, and I've decided that it's okay. But second of all, see, that's another thing that can happen when you do it wrong. But second of all, do you realize how difficult it would be if I couldn't do that? There would be days where I would, like, because I'm busy. There are going to be days where I'm busy, like, start to finish. Like, I still have a life to live. There would be days where I would have to upload utter crap, because I just didn't have any time to make a real video. Really, it's if it's a time management problem, then, Melon Keeper Gold should be allowed to record videos ahead of time, because that forces me to like make good content but manage my time well, rather than just make bad content because I have to record a video every day. The challenge was always from the start, upload a video every day. It's a YouTube channel, not a lifestyle, although there is some overlap there. So yeah, I think what we can do is we can take this empty bin and throw it in the incinerator, which doesn't seem very clean or eco-friendly, but that's basically what we're going to do with everything. That there's like a lot of waste products, human waste. We're gonna throw them in bins and then throw those bins in the incinerator. Once again, doesn't feel super tidy or... Okay, I'm just gonna take you whole. Doesn't feel super tidy or clean. I don't know what this thing is for. Hold on. Is it like a blood detector? I mean, I can see it, but I guess if I get like later in the level, that might be helpful. But why is this the worst of the comfy games? It's just extremely tedious. There's no upgrades. Like in Power Wash Sim, you get like upgrades to your power washer so you can wash better, and it's like really satisfying and stuff. This game has none of that. This is the whole gameplay the entire time. And personally, I find it kind of boring after a while. It can be set. I can't even pick this up. Oh wait, I can. It just doesn't get highlighted. Oh, you see the tedium here? Like, luckily it's right next to the incinerator, so I'm not gonna go completely mad. But could you imagine having to do this? Like, it's terrible. It's terrible. Imagine this was like across the map. I guess I could put them all in a bucket, and it would be about as much work. But still. Apparently this game's getting a sequel too. I never knew about that until literally today, where I went to download the game and saw on the Steam page that they're making another one. This game had a few like spin-offs, like there's a Santa one where you clean up Santa's workshop, and there's like a samurai one where all the setting, well actually I think it's just one level, which is kind of absurd to me that this game has like 20 levels, but they can sell one level as an independent game. To me that's pretty... Oh, you can sweep. Ah, okay, I didn't know about that. That's kind of cool, I guess. Oh wait, is it sweeping instead of brushing? Where's my brush? My mop. Okay. I'm kind of curious what... There's like a little thing attached here to the mop, which looks like water would come and like clean the brush, but that's not a thing. That's not a mechanic. But could you imagine how much easier this game would be if you didn't have to go back and forth between water repeatedly? Like, I've never played Power Wash Simulator, but I'm pretty sure that game you just don't run out of water. I could be wrong. I saw like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye play it. They had like I think it's Markiplier who does it. It might be Jacksepticeye. One of them has like a podcast thing where they play Power Wash Sim with someone and then just talk for like the time it takes to beat the map. So that's the main way in which I'm familiar with Power Wash Sim. But also Melon Keeper Alpharad Gold played it. It's like a full price game though. I just don't feel like... I don't think I need to tidy this up actually. I feel like this isn't dirty. I'm doing it anyway. Oh, do they not burn? I can't tell if they burn or not. I guess not, they're all just hanging out there. There's like alien blood. And my thing goes green. That's pretty sick. I should probably talk about moving more, right? That's like a big life update. It's pretty chill. It's pretty chill. There's still a lot of stuff in boxes and bags that need to get out of boxes and bags, but I am very stressed from the overall moving process that I'm prepared to put that off for another day. As long as I can sleep and I can access my computer, I don't need to unbox all of the dozens of things that I brought with me. I did plug in my Nintendo 64 though, because I want to record Nintendo 64 videos at some point, because like if I've got the console I would like to record on it, because even though I'm definitely going to play N64 games, it's like I could do it like on an emulator, but if I have the choice, absolutely I want to play on the authentic hardware. I just think that's like a cool thing to be able to do. Like, not everyone has an N64. I want to like make use of the fact that I actually do own an N64. But I was having some issues turning it on, because like it would turn on but nothing would appear on the television, and but like it heavily depended on how the game was seated in the console. But it makes me really think like maybe I need to clean the connectors or something, but it makes me really worried that like, you know, if I'm playing a game, even if I'm careful not to boot the N64 or anything and get it moving, I'm just scared that I'm gonna have the game turn off randomly and lose a bunch of progress. So I would like to get that issue solved if I can, but I am not Stuart Klizma. Don't know what that's all about, so we'll leave that there. But yeah, I would really like to get that working, but I am not an N64 expert. and I really don't want to mess it up either, because I haven't got into like electronics repair or anything like that before. I wonder what happens if I add enough blood to the green. Will it become red, or will it become like a in-betweeny color? What do you get when you mix red and green? Red and green. They're right next to each other on the color wheel. I believe you get reddy green. Did I just say they're right next to each other? They're opposites. They are opposite colors. Anyone who heard me say they're right next to each other, you actually didn't hear me say that. That was someone else. Oh, why is there a chunk of meat in here? It looks kind of like a meat potato. It's like potato shaped and potato sized, but meat texture. Okay, there we go. We can deal with the meat potato later. This guy kind of looks like the Among Us guy. Hor 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 hor. And I don't know why I'm going all the way around. I can open it on both ends. Why am I able to close it? That's like a big question for me. Like, if there's no gameplay reason for me to have this door closed, then why can't I close it? More teeth, more teeth, more teeth. Bye-bye! I spilled over the water. Thankfully it wasn't that dirty when I got to it. And this whole map is just like this bend. But it's gonna take forever to clean it up for various reasons. Like the fact that I didn't deal with this meat potato and now it's producing blood. Like the fact that you can get blood on your shoes and then your footsteps cause problems as well. It's like, this is like if one of those like comfy, like, you know, relax cleanup games was meant to be a rage game at the same time. And don't get me wrong, I don't think it's a bad game, I just don't know who it's meant to satisfy. Because mechanically it's good, but I feel like the people who are into like Power Wash Sim and stuff, bearing in mind that didn't exist at the time when Viscera Cleanup Detail came out, but I feel like the people who are into these types of games aren't going to be super into Viscera Cleanup Detail. For no other reason than the fact that there are now better options. I don't know if there were better options at the time. I mean, there must have been, but I don't know for sure. So, I don't know, maybe Viscera Cleanup Detail was doing a very important service at the time. Maybe it was the first of its kind, but I don't believe that is true. I just can't think of an earlier game that did what Viscera Cleanup Detail did. Dude, I'm terrible at this. Cleaning up rubbish. Woo! But I don't know, I think the idea of like this is set in an FPS after the hero has already done his thing is kind of neat because like, yeah, I mean, of course somebody has to clean it up, right? But I wish they did more with it because a lot of them are just like sci-fi, other than the like one thing that's based on samurai. It's all kind of sci-fi stuff. And, okay, I get that it's sci-fi, but they're all like spaceships, and they're all very mechanical. I wish we got stuff that was more like the locations of Doom. 2016 in particular had a lot of levels that were like, well, first of all, in hell, like physically in like hell, which I think would be a cool setting to try and like clean up. Mainly because it's kind of dirty by design in a lot of depictions of hell. But also I would like to see something that's set in like fantasy. Like, take us outside. Why do we always have to be seeing the outside from through a window, right? I realize that makes it a lot more open-ended, but you can still have like a clearly defined area that you're meant to clean up. And I think particularly, you know, in current day, it should be easier to make those kinds of spaces. Just from a game dev perspective, like, people are making bigger and bigger games. It's kind of funny, though, seeing people scale back games as well, because of graphics and stuff like that. Like, graphics and mechanics need to be so like high fidelity and stuff that the actual scale of games is ironically getting smaller sometimes. There's so many PS2 games that have all these like bonus features and stuff. Like, the new Ratchet and Clank game doesn't have an Insomniac museum, and it's purely because that dev time is better spent elsewhere. Um, but it was better spent elsewhere during the PS2 days, and they still did it. It's just like they had less stuff to focus on. Because you can always make graphics better now, but there was a peak for graphics when you were working with the PS2. Like, there was only so good you could make it. But when you're working with the PS5 and current technology and you're a launch title, it's like there's tons of ways you can just like keep working at that on loop. Like that was something that could always require more attention. Why put your attention towards an Easter egg like that? Well, I kind of wish they did, because it is like an iconic part of those old Ratchet and Clank games for me. But you know, I kind of get it. So maybe Viscera Cleanup Detail 2 will have some cool stuff in it. I think the most recent news about it though was from February, so I don't think it's going to come out anytime soon. But I wish the devs well, because this is a property that, while I'm not a huge fan of these games for, just because they're very slow, very tedious, and there's not much of a gameplay angle, it is like a cool concept, and I think there's a lot you can do with it in a sequel that maybe could have been in this game in the first place, right? But yeah, Viscera Cleanup Detail.